Hello Astrid. As you see, I have created an info box underneath your info box. There are many ways to create such an info box, but this is the way I have found out or I have chosen. There are so many other ways, but I think this is also a good way. I will explain it to you in steps. Step number one is selecting some default elements. So I'll go to the article tool. I draw a text box. Then I go to design. I go to shapes. I search for the element label. And when I have found it here it is the element label. I drag it inside the created article. That is step one. In step 2, I will make some typographical changes. I click in the text tool, I click in label, and I will modify the font size of the label. I will click in the text and I will indent it from the left side and I will indent it from the right side. So for now, this is step 2. Okay, now we go to step 3, and it's gonna be a little bit more complicated because we're now gonna modify the typographical commands, and you don't know them yet, but you will play around with them in the near future, and then it's quite easy and you can achieve a lot. So I go to the text tool, I click into label, and I say article, and I say edit text, and here you see all the text. The background is the color of the background is supplied by this typographical command CMYK. So I make now 100% Y and 100% magenta, and I'll say 0 black in it, and you will see immediately what happens if I say apply the text. The background becomes red, and then you want to have the text white. We have in this system an image mode 0 and an image mode 1, and image mode 1 is reversed. So here is the text start. So before the text starts, I'll take IM, 1. So IM, 1, and I say apply. So now I have a red label with a red label with white text in it. I will now continue with step 3, and that's the red box. You see the red box now is provided by a command that is in the tag. I will show the tag. It's here. It's a box draw command and a draw box at the end of the tag. And because of this, there's a box drawn with that follows the text in the width and the height. But we don't want it. We do want to have a fixed box in this case. So I will insert a code that draws a box. This is the code. Box 61 millimeters wide, 5 millimeters height. If I do this and I say apply, then you see there is a box with a certain width and a height, but also the text jumps out into place because it is influenced by the box drawing command. So I have to lower the text, and I've already found out how much, like let's say 8.2 instead of 2 points, and I say apply, and you see it sinking, and I've already figured out how much it should be because that's what you do with the trial error thing, and you say apply, and then it is perfectly okay. But you also want to have the label just starting with on the same position as the text. I have here an ident command. It's 1.2, and I now make it the same as the other one, 3 millimeters, and I say apply. Now I have a label, and it is white, red, and it has the right indent. So for me, it is fine now. So now we're going for the final step for finalizing the info box. The first thing I've forgotten in step 1 is the typography. So I'll check the typography. It's GDN sans. So I also make it here GDN sans. So that is taken care of. And the next thing I do, I'll just double click on the article and give it the correct height. Let's say this height. This is what you want to have. So now we have some problems left. The background color and also the text that is close to the edge of the article, and I don't want to have that. The background color we solve as follows. The article is selected. I go to the eyedropper. I do select the color here, and now it has the same color. Then we have to solve the problem with the text. The article is here selected, and then I have two buttons here. One says auto adjust outline and auto adjust elements. If I click one off and I'll click on this one, you can see the outline still follows. So if I'll click, double click on the article, and I also click this one off, this one on, for instance, and then I'll do it again, select the green buttons, then you see things also happening. So it is not correct. I'll do it back again. And now I select the article. So remember, click both of those buttons off, auto adjust outline and auto adjust elements. Then I'll select not the article but the text, one click on the text. So I'll do it here and I do it here. I can even, let's say, no. Yeah, if this is what you want to have, then this is the info box, and you can play around with it. Also with the text here, it's now falling on the register grid, and also if I click that one also off, optical alignment, and I'll click this one off, you can see here register, then I can do a lot more with it, and I can move around with it more freely, so lines do not pop off. So now I have it completely, it's not registered at all, it's completely free floating in the info box. But what we have now is a nice info box that can be used for all other purposes, and put it in the shape library, and then it's perfectly okay.